Hello, folks. First of all, welcome back. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah or whatever. As you can tell by the spots on my face, I had a pretty good one. I had quite a bit to eat. Anyways, let's talk about delivering for your clients because a lot of people procrastinate, right? And I want to show you how you no longer procrastinate so that you can deliver for your clients and you can have fun editing and you can get better editing. You can consistently improve without having to stop, and you can eventually make more money, charge higher prices. And also, just very quickly, I forgot to establish my proof and evidence. So here are a few creators that I've worked with, here just to show that I'm not a fraud. You can see that I follow them, they follow me. So you can see these guys have like 8 million, 2 million, 7 million. Here's people that have approached me. And if you don't believe me, then here's my Twitter, right? You can see my Twitter here. It says edit profile, which I can now edit. My followers, you can see, yep, they follow me. I can click on their accounts if you don't believe me. There we go. And I've worked with plenty more people. You can see my portfolio, right? You can see a bunch of creators' names here, right? I get millions of views per video. I get fucking cool retention rates. I get approached by big people and I get paid a lot. So you can see here, £2,000, that's about $2,500. And this is for a single video. I'm not going to let you know who the person is. Yeah, let's just get on with the video. So now that you know who I am and that I'm not a total, here's how to make $2,000 from TikTok shorts or fucking YouTube shorts or fucking anything, right? So it's not only just about the fat stacks that I make, but it's also about the people that I make. I mean, the people that I work with and the work that I make. But anyways, you fucking get it. Let's move on. So the first thing I want to talk about is why do you edit? Right? There's a few questions I think I wanna ask you, and I want you to answer as you continue to watch the video. Number one, why do you edit? Right? If you want to make money, that's cool. But think about it. You could make money any other way. Why'd you choose editing? You got into editing because it was fun, it was enjoyable, you could do it, and when you found out that you could make money from it, it was a pretty cool thing to do. If it was only about money, if you're doing editing only for the money, I can guarantee you that's not the case because you'd be doing SMMA, you'd be doing drop shipping, you'd be doing finance, crypto, some shit which you don't. You do editing because you enjoy it. But then what happens when you start changing things up, when money starts coming into the equation, right? So let's zoom in here. When money starts coming into the equation of, let's just say your life, right? Then you have an entirely different output of what editing is. It's okay, well, what do I need to do? I need to optimize my portfolio, and then I need to get a personal brand. And then it's all of these extra equations come into your life now because because of money in the first place, right? So it's why'd you first get into editing? I was because I was good at it and I enjoy doing it and somebody said I could make money from it. To which my question would be why don't you just continue doing that? Sounds a bit silly, right? You started because it was fun. This was you. You were having fun. And now you're kind of hey, what do I do? How do I get to 10K per month? And it's all this money stuff is getting in the way. Okay, cool, not a problem. Okay, I understand a lot of people want to make money from editing because they can see how much they can make. But my question is what happened to this? This got you into editing. This what started making you money. What if you just did this times 10? You could probably be fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? You could be fucking 10 of these. You could be super happy making fun, cool stuff. The only difference is you'd be getting paid to do it for your clients. Okay? So why not just continue going down that path? Well, you want to deliver for your clients, and you don't know if your clients would be particularly happy with you just, doing stuff for fun. But I'll tell you what, I've had a lot of people, I've been doing some coaching recently, and I've been talking to a lot of editors, and a lot of editors are telling me they have this problem where they feel like they can't, they procrastinate a lot because they're afraid to perform. And, let's think of it this way. And, bear with me if you think it's a bit inappropriate, but like there's a lot of guys out there who have issues with performing in sex. And the number one thing that drives them to not be able to perform is that pressure. So it's almost like procrastinating sex, right? You're procrastinating getting the work done in editing, okay? And the number one reason for that, well, let's just translate it. It would be pressure. You feel pressure to perform for these clients. You think that they're going to be, okay, well, I guess that's the only angry thing we have, right? You feel like they're going to be angry with your work. You feel like they're going to be like, hey, what's this? You know, this isn't good. And then I found this out because when I was speaking to these editors, the number one of procrastination, or the number one driver of procrastination is because of something called I think it's like over delivery is what I've been hearing, or delivering for their clients. But I think it was more so towards this word of over delivery, and it's like, okay, you did not get into editing because of over delivery. You got into editing because it made you happy and it was fun and you could make money out of it. So why now over deliver, or why now make the requirements about your clients? Like the best artists in the world, right? The people who are the best at their job, do you know why they do it? They do it for themselves. They don't give a shit like what other people think. Saul Bass, I say this a lot. Saul Bass is like a huge artist for film posters. He says, I don't care for the audience, what the audience thinks. I don't care what the client thinks. I don't care if the client thinks I care. I don't care all I want to do is make something that I like. All I want to do is make something that I enjoy, right? And I don't care if everybody around me doesn't care that I want to do that. That's what I want to do. Michael Jordan. Jordan was like the greatest basketballer of all time. And he did everything for him because he wants to be the best. He pushed his team for him. Like his coach would tell him to do some shit, of course. Like that's his coach. But point is, like, he would do everything so he could be better. He wants to be a better leader, so he pushed his teammates. He wants to be a better player, so he pushed himself, right? Everything is about him. Every part of Saul Bass's work was about him. He went through like 600 renditions of a single poster because he made it about him. And you got into editing because it was about you. So why is it now about the client? Why is it about over delivery? Like, let's just get rid of this stupid term for a second, right? Or hell, it's not even just about over delivery. It's just about making it about the client. Why make it about the client when it should be about yourself? Because let's be real, like, if you want to start making a lot of money from editing, if you want to start charging, like, let's say $1,000 per video, because $1,000 per video is a pretty good benchmark to say, hey, I'm worth the big bucks, right? So let's say you want to start charging $1,000 per video. You would have to start getting paid $1,000 per video if you had the skill set or you had knowledge required that a regular creator could not have or could not afford to spend time on acquiring himself. So he pays somebody else $1,000 to edit a video because that editor knows best. And if that editor knows best, then he is going to make the video about him. He is going to make every single creative decision by himself. He's not going to go to the creator to consult with him. He's not going to say, hey, what do you think of this? I hope you really like it. They're going to say, this is good. And if you don't like it, well, tell me what you don't like. And I'm going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm going to explain to you why you're wrong, right? I have been in this position. Clients have come to me and I'm at a point where I can charge like $2,500 to new clients. So this is something that I realized, like a lot of editors, they leverage their prices with their clients to go up to like 1,000 or 2,000. When I mean like my prices, I mean like prices that I have to new clients. So I'm at a point where I can charge like 2,500. Oh, son of a bitch, this mouse. But like I can charge like 2,500 per video, right? And when the client comes to me and says like, hey, what do you think of this? I'm like, dude, can you record something else, please? Like there's actually been points where I've charged 2.5K. The client will be like, hey, would you here's the footage. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you need anything. And I'm like, yeah, can you go re-record this? I don't like the background in this. And, usually it'll obviously be easy stuff, but I tell if there's like momentary stuff or something that's mainly about the video, I won't tell them to re-record it. But like a lot of the times I know what's best for the video, right? I don't get paid 2.5K because it's like a fucking long job, right? If a video takes a long time to do, okay, sure, you could probably pay them more, but you don't pay them 2.5K. You pay somebody 2.5K if they know more, and if they know stuff that'll take you forever to learn, right? So I know what's best for my clients. They don't. Half of the clients, they don't know what's best for them. They don't have the fucking knowledge equipped to know what's best for them. I do. Therefore, I run shit. And dude, like you could probably say, hey Danny, when did you become such a dick? Why have you got such a big ego? But it's like, I'm trying to tell you that if you wanna kind of get to the position of where you're at, you need to start learning how to take control or from a creative perspective. So people who are like, people who start focusing on stuff like the client, which in retrospect makes a lot of sense. But it's like when it gets to the point where you can't do fucking work because of terms like over delivery. If you're like, dude, I need to put 150% in this video. But then it's like you get the video done in like 3 days, right? Like this is what I don't get about terms like this. I've heard like a lot of them, but like this is the only one that I can sort of come to mind. But it's like, this is what I don't get. Editors will have like 3 to 4 clients, right? And they'll spend like, again, 3 days on a video. And then they'll just about get the video done in time, and they'll say, yeah, 150%, I got to make sure that I deliver before the timeline. And it's like, okay, cool. You got it done quick enough. You gave it to the client. The client was probably like, okay, that's cool. Thank you. But the video probably, it either sucked and he was like, okay, or the video was good, but the point is it could have been even better. So half of the editors that say stuff like over deliver, half the editors that say like, you need to do the best for your client. You need to know how to get leads and sales, and you know how to generate stuff for your clients. It's like, dude, half you guys suck at editing. And that's not from a perspective of saying like I'm the greatest of all time, but that's like saying, dude, your idea of over delivery is so shallow. Like there's so much more to over delivering for clients, to the point where it's so stressful. I wouldn't even want to do it. I wouldn't even want to fucking think about it. I don't get paid for doing more than what's expected of me. I get paid for doing things that the client cannot do. And do you know why I love that? Because it's so fucking easy. It's so fucking easy. You know what? I'm going to start swearing. I don't care. I'm not going to start apologizing for swearing. Look, if I know more than the client, and if I know so much more than the client to the point where it'll take them forever to learn that, and if I have more experience, and if I have more data to back it up, and if I've got more, again, experience and quality and skill, it is so much easier. It is so much easier to pay me to, numbers like this. It is so much easier to pay me numbers like this than to have to like do it yourself, right? So I don't get paid to overwork my ass off to the point where it's just not worth it. Like I don't get paid 2.5K for a video that's probably in retrospect worth like $4,000 to $5,000, right? Because that is fucking stupid. That is fucking stupid. I get paid because I know what's up. Simple as. And to be honest, like if you want to get to a point again when you want to start charging $1,000 to your clients, it's not about doing more than what's expected of you. It's about having the knowledge and experience and knowing what's best for your client to a point where when they make a decision and they're like, hey, do this revision note. And then you look at that revision note and you're like, my knowledge says that's not correct, right? And I've had experience in the past where notes like this don't make sense. And also, I think my thing is better. And if I want to show my client that I know what's up, I'm going to say, hey, I get the revision note, but I want to let you know why I did this and why it makes sense and why your fucking doesn't, right? All due respect, your note doesn't make any fucking sense. And I've had clients like this before. I've had clients who give me like 400 revision notes and I'm like, hey, half of these are incorrect. And let me show you why, okay? For, again, numbers like $1,000, okay? So it's not about overworking yourself. It's about, like, dude, getting rich is just about having a skill that rich people would pay money for. Simple as that, right? If that's like simply it. If you could like solve a problem or do something for somebody that they can't do or they can't be asked to learn how to do, then they'll pay you shit tons of money for it. Okay, rich people pay shit tons of, like, if you know how to, for example, billionaires have so much money. If there was one guy who knew how to make a billionaire's coffee so specifically special for him, he'd pay him a shit ton of money to make that coffee for him, because nobody else can make coffee like he does. It's as simple as that, right? It's not because that guy overworks himself for the coffee. It's not like he makes him 6 coffees in a day. He just makes one coffee that's really fucking good. You know? And he knows what's best. He knows what's coffee's best, and he knows what to do in this and that and yada, yada, yada. So it's stuff like this where it's like having to, you know, deliver like crazy for your clients is unnecessary. So, dude, you got into it because you were happy doing it, and now you got paid for doing it. So you might as well just continue doing that. You know, so instead of like trying to cash in and make more money, you get confused doing that. So you might as well just be happy making stuff that you want to make, and then you get really smart and really good at your job. And the next time the clients are like, hey, do you want to get paid $1,000 for this? You're like, yes. Do you know why? Because I know so much and I'm so happy making this job, and the videos are basically mine. Like, here's another thing. It's like, you got to treat the videos like they're yours, because quite frankly, whenever I look at a video of mine, I'm like, hey, this is my video. Uploaded on a different person's channel, recorded on a different person's camera. Everybody goes to watch him, but hey, as far as I'm concerned, this is my fucking video, right? Do you think the editors in films, they ask permission from the directors, say, hey, can I cut this? They're like, no, I'm gonna do this. And if the director doesn't want to do it, then like, okay, let me see his perspective, but I think this is better, right? Dude, like, hey, if you don't know me and you've watched this far, like, you know, first of all, subscribe. Second of all, I was like, let's look at like people bigger than me, right? Hayden Hillier-Smith, for example, the guy that edits for like Mr. Beast and Logan Paul and shit, he gave his 2 weeks notice, he quit, he forfeited from a project, and maybe basically from his job, because he was given a revision note. Like, and if you thought I was extreme for telling my clients to re-record something, the guy he told his boss to fuck off. He told this, that, he said this, these words, that words. And he was basically like, hey, I quit. I'm not doing this project anymore. This is yours now, because of a revision note. Like, this video is basically his more than it is Logan's, or maybe just as much. But either way, it's like, that guy's not going to back down from a fight when it comes to a project like this, because he knows what's best. And to be honest, if an editor's likely to back down that much from revision notes, then it's like, they probably don't know best. So, dude, if you wanna again start charging more per video, if you wanna have that kind of knowledge, if you wanna have that kind of leverage, that you know, that experience and that kind of quality for your clients, and if you wanna have fun doing editing, then please hit the first link in the description where you can, you know, I'm gonna be honest, it's like, it could be a call where I'll try and see if you're, you know, fit for my coaching program. Straight up, I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, here's some like secret little funnel for you to go through, or here's this or that. It's just straight up like, hey, you want to call me and we'll see if this works. Well, works. But yeah, bye.